What's going on, golf addicts? DB here. This is the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro AM betting preview, talking outrights, talking top 20s. Got a fun segment at the end. I'm going to surprise Pat with something kind of silly. We'll see how that goes. Hoping to get on Planet Tito's. That's what I'm drinking. Pat, what you drinking tonight? You still on beer?
On beer, I got a little IPA.
Okay.
Mhm.
IPA. Pat, we had a huge week, buddy. Started off with you on the Better Sports Network show, which you can watch on the app or on bettersports.com. That's BETTOR sports.com for free. You can watch, you can listen to the show, whatever you want to do. It's exclusive content that we put on the Better Sports Network every Tuesday night. It airs. It's a 1-hour show. It's a fun golf show. We do some betting. We do some DFS. We do like just some golf talk in general. We usually have a special guest on. But Pat has his exclusive first-round leader picks there on that show. And you, sir, tipped Aaron Rai at 65-1. That started off the week as he was tied for the lead at the Farmers. I think it was a three-way split, but bravo to you.
Thank you. Aaron Rai, of all
Aaron
people.
Rai.
It all went downhill after that. But
Well, I mean,
all we needed was that one. That was all we needed, was round one.
That's a tremendous start. And then my boy Max Homa, who I feel like we just have a great Max Homa radar. I think of his wins, of his 6 wins, I think we've hit 3 of them. And we hit him at 25-1. I meant to say that on the DFS show. I put him on the big balls betting card at 35-1. That was a mistake. It should have been 25-1 because 25-1 was the number I had him on the first look show that I did Monday morning, where I talked him up and said, he's a bet. Let's click it. He never got to 35-1. He was at 25-1. That was a mistake on me. But still, we gained like 40 or 30 something units. So now the big balls betting card is up 43 and some change units on the PGA Tour season, crushing it now with that's our third winner. And that's not counting the Siwoo Kim hit live at 850 that Pat didn't want to give me credit for the Amex. But
I mean,
we're rocking and rolling. You know, in a year where the favorites are going to win a lot, we're not going to have all these long shots. It feels good to at least get a guy at 25-1, right? I mean, dang.
Yeah, it's a great just Max Homa, man.
So good.
When he gets in like just a little taste of that lead,
it's over.
It's hard. I mean, he's going to take it.
That's true, man. Like he is seemingly defining what we talk about when we say a killer on the golf course, right? Like, and I mean, it's golf. So at some point, I'm sure he's going to be in contention and he's not going to get it done. It's going to happen. But for the most part, in these 6 wins, like he is either taken over the lead on Sunday or he has maintained and just closed the door. And that is the thing that it just is different about some guys. It's just different.
Yeah. He's got it. I mean, when he had that, I don't know what hole it was, but where he missed, it was a par 3, missed left. He's just off the green and I mean, I don't think people understand how difficult that shot was. He's got some thick rough. He chops at it, comes out perfectly and holds it. Birdie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you listen to it on the radio, which I watch that, and then I'm listening on the radio and he's on hole 16, and all they're talking about on the radio is nobody, like the closest shot on 16 is 15 feet 8 inches.
No, I think that's what his shot was. That's what his shot was.
Well, whatever.
It was outside of that.
Yeah, it was just outside of that. Like, and he has the best shot of the day on the hardest hole of the day. That's how that's how you become a killer, or you show that you're a killer on the golf course.
You could tell on the back nine how confidently he was swinging it. I mean, that was a 220-yard 4-iron.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like on 17 and 18, aiming left, near the trouble, cutting it, just like he planned on. The second shot into 18, I think Brian Kirshner, shout out Brian Kirshner, love you, BK, but Kirshner was like, I still can't believe he hit 3 with there. I was like, why not? Or why he didn't go for the green there? Come to find out, it was a 7 wood that he hit into the green on 18. But I'm like, why not? Like, the dude was feeling himself. He was letting him hang everywhere. Why not? Like, just you carry the water with that. Worst case scenario, you're back bunker. And I think he said Joe was it Griner? Told him like back bunker's fine. So, like, I mean, but, like, he swung so confidently, like, I was sweating that tournament because he was the only name at the top that I really cared about winning. I know you had Jason Day on your card. I wanted Jason Day to win, but coming down late, he wasn't there.
Yeah, he was a little too far behind.
When he got the lead, like, I genuinely didn't sweat it. I didn't because, like, he's not gonna
Yeah,
give it up.
you didn't. Yeah, there's and look, I mean, the shot on 18 is what it is. I mean, he look. This is Max Homa, killer on the golf course.
Yeah.
He's not worried about. He's not like you. Okay, I'm talking to you, the golfer
Yeah.
that is fears the water, or as they call the billabong. I still need to look up billabong.
I'm sorry, what? What are you
They
talking
called
about?
it the billabong,
Called what, the Billabong?
the water in front of the green on 18.
Stop. That's
Yeah,
like a name of a surf brand. I've never heard.
that's what I thought, but they kept calling it the billabong on radio. We need to Google it.
What?
And they were like, look, all
Billabong.
right. So anyway, Max Homa's not worried about the billabong. Okay, he's not. He's not worried about his chunking his 7 wood. It ain't happening. He's going at least he's going as far as the green, if not over.
Okay. Billabong is a term that derives from the language of the Wiradjuri people in southwestern New South Wales, which is New South Wales is in Australia. Shout out to the Aussies, mate. And describes a pond or pool of water that is left behind when a river alters course or after floodwaters recede. That's a billabong. That now that I hear it, that is definitely an Aussie word. Billabong. That's a billabong, mate.
Well, they kept calling it the billabong on the radio.
I never heard that. That's wild. Also, if you weren't paying attention, if you weren't in the Nut Hut, if you don't follow us on Twitter, halfway through the round on Sunday, we tweeted out Max Homa was 50-1 to win the US is 50-1 to win the US Open at LA Country Club. LA, like as in California, where Max Homa clearly he's like a great white shark in the Pacific out there in California. He just loves those waters in California.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he also holds the course record at LA Country Club with a 61. He was 50-1. 10 and a lot of different people were tweeting this, but like 20 minutes after he was down to like 30-1. I don't know what the number you can get him on is now, but that's why you got to pay attention. You got to be in the Nut Hut. You got to be in, you got to be Twitter. I don't know. You just got to be something because Max Homa, I think, is now ready to like contend in the major and not just contend, but win. Speaking of the Nut Hut, we continue to crush it. Joe Idoni is 16-3 in head-to-head matchups for the season. 16-3. He's up 19 units just in 4 events between his finished position bets and head-to-heads, and those bets are exclusively found in the Nut Hut. Shout out Joe Idoni. The showdown content coming from Samson from AC is killer. We are 124, 92, and 12 in prize picks, which is a very solid win-loss push total there. Making people plenty of money, except for me on round 1. Don't tell me on any round 1 prize picks plays. We're just crushing it. The Nut Hut continues to get a lot of value, a lot of traction. If you're not making back your annual subscription to the Nut Hut now, you're just a lurker, or you're not lurking properly. I don't know what you're doing. So get in on the action. Okay. That's it. Let's talk about this week. AT&T Pebble Beach Pro Am. There's some, we talked about the golf courses a little bit, obviously 3-course rotation. But let's look at trends of the last few winners because we're trying to talk about outrights here. Most winners come from the U.S. I think we've had 3 non-U.S. winners, which is weird. I don't think that's related at all, but it's just very strange. But history and experience around Pebble Beach is definitely a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Of the last 13 winners, they all had a 16th place or higher finish in at least one of 3 previous starts at AT&T Pebble Beach. All of the last 16 winners have finished 21st or higher in a previous Pebble Beach Pro-Am. The last 12 winners have played in at least 2 previous Pebble Beach Pro-Ams. The last 12 winners have had experience on the PGA Tour and had over 100 starts on the PGA Tour. And 15 of the last 16 winners had at least 1 previous win on the PGA Tour. So not just experience at Pebble matters, but also just kind of experience in general tends to matter. So it's not a place where we tend to see rookies win. We have had some first timers win. I mean, Ted Potter, I think, was one.
Mhm.
That was wild. We've had some long shots win. We talked about that on the DFS show. I mean, Nick Taylor, I think it was like 160 to 1. Vaughn Taylor was 300 to 1. Ted Potter was 500 to 1. I think Hoyu was around 60 last year. Um, long hitters, short hitters, DJ, Phil, Snedeker, those types have all won here. It can kind of give you a different, the winners can look different here, but experience tends to matter for sure. And you got to put your ball in the fairway, and most of them do because everybody kind of hits it to the same spot. Then it's kind of a wedge fest, putting fest, short iron situation to these very small greens on all three courses. You're going to miss a few greens, got to get up and down. And then it comes down to comfortability and putting execution on POA on all three courses and getting the job done. And you got to put up with the Pro Am situation, long rounds, celebrities, Larry the Cable Guys, BO, Bill
Bill
Murray
Murray's hitting it
jokes.
all over, yeah, hitting it all
Yeah,
over the place.
I'm done
Trying to
with Bill Murray. Like, let's just be done.
Can we get somebody else?
Get Pat McAfee in there. That's my take. Like, wow.
Yeah.
If I'm AT&T, I'm paying whatever it takes to get Pat McAfee to play in the Pebble Beach Pro Am.
Why
He's the
can't we
hottest.
get Happy Gilmore? Why can't we get Adam Sandler playing in this damn thing?
Surely they've offered him. I mean, and doesn't he actually play golf?
I think he's the perfect player for this, but I don't think he's ever been in it. But he actually, like, on Happy Gilmore, you have the whole, like, what's his name? Bob, the Bob guy.
Ah,
I
I don't
kept
know.
wanting to say Bob Saget, but the guy, God rest his soul, Bob Saget. He was funny. You know,
Okay.
Bob from Price is Right.
Oh, Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Okay. Also, God rest his soul.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, really?
Bob Barker?
What?
Dude, wait, what? Bob Barker died like freaking forever ago. He's 1,000,000 years old.
What?
Right?
Is he, you think he's
Am I losing it? Wait,
is
what? Bob Barker suffered a head injury in 2017 but did not die. According to an article from January 18th entitled, this is January 18th of this year. Is Bob Barker still alive? He is. He's 99.
See?
What the hell? But when his time comes, God rest his soul.
Okay. All right.
All right, glad we got that out of the way. All right, let's talk about the field, Pat. I mean, this is rough. It's rough. It's tough sledding here. Jordan Spieth, Matt Fitzpatrick, kind of your favorites / co-favorites here. I saw in the first look show this morning. Fitzpatrick was a favorite in one book, Spieth a favorite in the other 2 or 3 I looked at. It's kind of Hovland, Hoagie, and then it's kind of a drop off from there to like Seamus, Putnam, McNeely, all those guys. So in the shorter range, what's the deal? What are we thinking here?
This is such a weird event. So it's the field is rough. But I do think if I'm going to look at 2 guys that I really like up here at the top that I want to bet, one of them is Mav McNeely at 20 to 1. And then I also like Seamus Power at 22 to 1. I know you're not a fan of Seamus, but I like both of those and I like the numbers there. So those are the 2 that I like as far as outrights to win. I think I'm just going to avoid anybody shorter than that.
God, yeah.
Fitzy doesn't. Fitzy, I like some of these for DFS purposes, but
Yeah.
for betting outright, I think I don't want to put any money down on Fitzpatrick, Spieth, or Hovland, either of those 3.
Yeah, I'm with you there on the outright side. I mean, I'm not going to do that either. I wish I could find somebody to put against Power and make a bet with you, but I don't think we're going to be able to find anybody in the range that will work. But maybe we'll find one later down the road.
I mean, you could say if you like Hoagie,
I do like
they're
Hoagie,
literally the same
but I mean,
odds on
you would take that bet?
Seamus Power over Hoagie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that or not because I do like Hoagie.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Hoagie checks a lot more boxes than Seamus Power. The question is, and I said this on the First Look show this morning, is like, is Hoagie going to win this thing back to back?
I
And
don't
that,
think so.
and that's where I struggle. It's like his first time defending champion. I don't know, but at the same time, like he's hitting his iron so good right now, so good, really, really good. He obviously likes the course. I think I know he likes the course. We've talked about it. But is Hoagie gonna win back to back? Like, that's where I have problems. I'm with you on Mad McNeely. We got him this morning on the First Look show around 22-1. It doesn't feel great. I'll say that though too. Like honestly, when it I don't have much of a problem completely fading anyone shy of 50-1 right now. I don't.
I could see that.
It's just not one of those weeks to me. It's really not. So I'm
Well,
not.
you know what I think?
Hmm.
I think it could be old guy week.
You think so? You're gonna
Mhm.
see an old fart get it done? Cooch or Rose?
Which is what I was gonna say is if you're getting in that middle range after 25-1,
Oof. Yeah, but
Cooch and
still,
Rose right there at 35-1. I think Kuchar's 37-1 on FanDuel.
that's a good question. So, out of those two, who do you trust more to win? Cooch's last win,
I think I still trust Justin Rose more to win.
you do.
He contended here in 2019. He was right there down the stretch with Gary Woodland. He's been in, I think, better form recently than Cooch, just as far as like he's played more than Cooch. He's, like I don't know. It's like you look at Cooch. Let's look at their now. I do know like Cooch sucked at the start of the Sony, and I was a big fan of Cooch, but then all of a sudden he came on, finished T7. But Justin Rose to me, I think is just I think he's got a really good game for this course, and he's had he was top 20 last week at the Farmers, kind of a sneaky top 20. He has not finished outside the top 30 in his last 4 events.
It's pretty strong. I think I trust Rose as well a little bit more. Rose 10 PGA Tour victories, Kuchar 7. Their last wins both came around the same time. Kuchar won the Sony in 2019. Rose won the Farmers just a couple weeks after in 2019. Those were their last
Mm.
victories. But I still don't know that I love the 35, 37-1 for those guys. Like that's for guys who haven't won in 4 years and they're old.
I guess it's just I look at this tournament and you see guys like Phil Mickelson won here in 2019. Also talking about
Yeah.
2019. Was that like the year of these like the last like 2019 you had Mickelson, Pebble, Kuchar at Sony, and Rose at Farmers. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
yeah, but that's Phil. Like Phil's head
he
and
is kind of
shoulders.
ageless. He won
Yeah,
a
I mean,
major
Phil
over
freaking won
50.
the PGA at 2021 or whatever it was.
But I do think they can win. If you're looking at guys and you want to say like, hey, who's going to win? And I'm going to bet my outright money on them. Rose and Kuchar can win. They can win.
I don't think I want to do it. I genuinely think it's not until we get to 50-1 that I'm interested.
Okay.
Except in like Hoagie and McNeely, but both feel like I'm getting, but both is like, but both of them are like being at Disney World. If you're a dad at Disney World, you walk up into Disney World and you think you got money, you think you're a badass dad, and you got it. You got a little change in your pocket, a little change, do something strange. I got my family tickets to Disney. We flew them out here. We staying in a cool place. And then you just want to go, you want to go get some French fries or something. Maybe some cheese fries with some bacon on them or something. Maybe a little ranch. and that should cost you about $6. And then you get there and you're at the counter and it's, it's $24 for a basket of French fries with some wet cheese and some bacon bits that probably ain't even real pork with a side of ranch. And it's only it's like an individual packet of ranch. So you're gonna have to ask for more, but you pay it anyway. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what it feels like. Mav and Hoagie kind of paying 20 and 22 to 1 for Mav and Hoagie kind of feel like that. It's like, I'm reaching into my wallet. Like,
Mhm.
okay, I insert my card here where it says you're an idiot and put it in there. Is that what I do? Okay, cool. I'm an idiot. And I put it in there and I give you my money and you give me the wet cheese fries. It's kind of the same thing. I don't feel good about it, but here we are.
Is there
I'm,
more
I'm still
any
gonna do it.
is there any place that has more disappointing food than Disney?
Hell no. 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 I
I
about had
mean,
a heart attack the first time. I literally you sh I went into not cardiac arrest. I needed the paddles the first time I went to Disney and paid for lunch for my family of 5.
and then they don't even have anything really on the menus. You go in there and you're like, "Oh, I'm excited. I'm gonna eat at the Italian place." And
Oh,
they got
cool,
like 4
spaghetti and
things on the
meatballs.
menu.
Yeah. But it's $400 because the beast is gonna come up and tickle on your ear, maybe tickle your cousin next to you. It's $400 because you got to do
It's
that.
so stupid. And what's the deal with turkey legs? Why does somebody wanna get
Never
a big old
understood it.
turkey leg?
I've never eaten a turkey leg a day in my life. It blows my mind. We had the fair back in the fall here in Augusta, and the freaking women,
Yeah,
like respectable ladies. I'm not talking like ladies of the night or anything, just like regular women,
just with
nice
a bit,
ladies, just turkey juice dripping down their chin. I don't understand it.
but they're not even I don't even think they're that good.
They can't be.
I've tried one.
Turkey is good
Actually,
one way, and that's fried, covered in whatever sauce you want to put it in. That's it.
mhm.
You can't tell me it's good at the fair. It's not. Go get a Reese's smothered funnel cake and have your day. Have a day. Okay.
Anyway,
Next range.
okay, where are we? What range are we in?
We're like in the mids now, up to
Okay.
75 to 1. This is where I'm living. Like I'm gonna start here. Alex Smalley at 50 to 1. I talked about him in the DFS show. I do think he's gonna be chalky in DFS. I'm rolling him out. He's 50 to 1 on MGM. I'm gonna bet him outright. I'm telling you right now, he's on the card. I talked about him this morning. I was doing the first look show. This is why I got to join the Nut Hut again. Another reason, because the first look show is about to move to Nut Hut exclusive. It's not going to be free on YouTube anymore. I mentioned Alex Smalley. He's 65 to 1 was his best number on DraftKings. 10 minutes later, he's 50 to 1. 10 minutes. I was literally recording the video and the odds shortened. And he remains
Hmm.
at 50 to 1. Like the kid is playing really well. Ball striking is tremendous. Um, putters, whatever, but he didn't lose strokes at Torrey, which is nice. I'm glad to see that. The guy's got upside. 4th at Houston, 5th at RSM Classic. If you can bet an each way, I'd pound it. But he's really the first name on the board that I bet and I feel good about betting. Like I feel like I'm getting a good number is Alex Molly. I got
Yeah,
more in here.
I like Smalley too. Go ahead.
Um, Lipsky at 70 to 1. I talked him up a little bit on the DFS show as well. I'm just a believer in the guy. I've been talking about him for probably a year now. I'm just a believer in the guy. He's won multiple events worldwide. I know that he can close, especially at a field like this. It's weak. He was just in contention a couple weeks ago. He's very accurate off the tee. Good wedge player. Lipsky at 70 to 1. I think on DK is the best number. Okay, I'll give you one more that I'm excited about, and I say excited very cautiously, but then I'll give you another one that I say I'm interested in. Like I even have less of a ringing endorsement, but a guy who checks a lot of boxes for me and ranks very highly in the initial model is Russell Knox at 80 to 1 on MGM. Hits a ton of fairways. Probably ranks as one of the best iron players in this field. Like not even joking, in the field. Ball striking at Pebble has been tremendous over the last 24 rounds. Ball striking at Pebble, he is 16th in the field. Very good from the close range, kind of wedge proximity plays here. It all comes down to the flat stick for Russell Knox, 80 to 1 MGM. I think it's worth a gamble. 2-time winner on the PGA Tour, gain strokes at the Amex with the flat stick. or gained half a stroke at the Amex with a flat stick. That's good to see. That's all you really need out of Russell Knox. But the other play in this range that's a little just feels a little crummy, but it's like the Disney World French fries again. Is Nick Taylor at 70-1 on FanDuel? Like
Mm.
if I don't start my card before 50-1, then Nick Taylor will probably find his way in at 70-1 because I'll have enough units to kind of throw it out there. But previous winner here, 2-time winner on the PGA Tour. Just kind of, the only surface he gained strokes putting on is POA. He can hit the irons fairly decent, accurate off the tee. T7 at the Sony a couple weeks ago. I think he could do worse. That's it for me in this range.
Okay. I had actually, there's a lot of agreement here. Only one I would add, and this is one that I wish he had played here before because I know he's I believe he's a rookie on tour, but SH Kim at 75-1.
He's a rookie.
There's some interest there. I think you look at his recent results. He's been really good. He's got a top 20 at the Farmers last week. He was top 15 at the Sony Open. Another kind of shorter, scoreable course. I think SH Kim can do some damage here and potentially win 75-1. I know he's, this is his rookie year and all that kind of stuff, but SH Kim to me, I think could be interesting at 75-1. Other than that, I really don't have anybody else in this range.
Really? Okay.
No, I mean, I do, but you named them.
Oh, I named them all. Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you have? Well, before we go to the next range, listen, if you want a lucrative side hustle that you can do from home, no time commitments, no minimums, our friends at Smart Scalpers got you. We got a guy in Augusta here, started it 20 years ago. Known him for a long time. You can trust him. Started Smart Scalpers and elite events. They teach you how to do it. You do it all from your home, all online. It's not like standing on the corner being a ticket broker kind of thing, but you're helping to broker tickets for festivals, concerts, comedy shows, plays, whatever, all over the country, brokering tickets, making some money. There's people who have started doing this and they're making more money now than they did with their full-time job. And they're not even doing it full-time, but it's, they'll teach you, they'll train you, they'll give you a software that's an intelligent software that helps you find what you need, buy and sell what you need when you need it. And again, you can put in as little or as much time as you want. They will train you. There's no minimum expectation and there's no pressure. If you text the number to find out more information, you decide you don't want to do it. Okay. But all you got to do is text the number 706-755-5974 and mention the Tour Junkies. That's 706-755-5974. And just say, hey, I want to learn more about Smart Scalpers. The Tour Junkies sent me. So if you're looking for a little side hustle, just something you can do whenever you want. Again, you don't have to do it a lot. Check them out. I know those guys very well. They've been based here in Augusta for a long time. They do a great job with Masters hospitality as well. But other than that, they just crush it in the ticket business. And I know people making money doing it. So check them out. All right, longer range, kind of up to that 130-1 spot, Pat. I got a few names, but I will let you start this one in the event that I name all yours again. I don't want to take your thunder, so I'll let you go.
Okay, I appreciate that. All right, I'll start with a guy. He just keeps popping everywhere for me. I'm a big fan of Robbie Shelton this week at 90-1. I've seen him as short as 66-1. By the way, looking at him at 66-1 on BetMGM, but he's 90-1 on FanDuel. I like him a lot this week. I think he's another guy, extremely solid golfer. Checks a lot of boxes when it comes to this golf course. So Robbie Shelton is one that I think I'll definitely play.
I like that.
And also had a top 20 last week. Another guy that I think in this range that I like. I did not mention him on the DFS show. Grayson Sigg is at 90-1. Grayson Sigg played, I believe he played in the US Open, didn't he? Or not?
Are we ready? He did not.
For some reason I thought he played in the US Open here. But either way, I feel like this is a good Sigg course. What do you think about Sigg? I was going to ask you about him on the show earlier.
Thanks for asking. I do have him written down, but I only have him written down for a top 20. I don't have him down for the outright yet. I just I don't trust him yet on POA, West Coast, like close the door, in contention, shut it down, win the outright. I don't trust him there, but I do have him down as a top 20 value that we'll get to later. He's at plus 360.
Yeah.
So I like Sig in DFS. We didn't talk about him on the DFS show at all. I like him in DFS. I like him top 20. I considered him outright, but I just couldn't quite make it happen.
Yeah. Another one that I like in this
I like the
range.
Shelton play, though. I like the Shelton play. He is checking boxes. 90 to 1 is a good value on that right now.
Yeah, and here's another where I think is good value. Lonto Griffin is 90 to 1 on DraftKings right now. I would jump on that.
Oh, I love that.
He's 80 to 1 on BetMGM and he's 55 to 1 on FanDuel. So just some big discrepancies there. So I like Alonso there at 90 to 1. And then I just cannot avoid Nate Lashley on this damn golf
Oh
course.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're like the same.
I mean, 100 to 1, Nate
Yeah, I
Lashley.
have him written down, and I haven't written his name down freaking ever.
No, but Nate, I mean, this guy,
I
this is a
cannot believe you said his name.
perfect course fit for him. And he was top 10 at the Sony Open just a few weeks ago. So he's shown some form.
He
He
finished
can win.
5th. He finished 5th here in 2021. 28th
He
last
should have
year.
won. I don't know if you remember, he had like that blow up hole and
Oh,
totally screwed up his.
yeah, over the last 24 rounds at Pebble Beach, he is 6th in this field in strokes gained ball striking. This is kind of one of those nasty Nate Lashley courses. A short course, rewards putting, rewards wedges. That's just what he does. 100 to 1, I'm with you. Like, I agree. I'm telling you, my card, like the Hoagie and Mav thing I like, but they're both too short to be on DB's big balls betting card at 25 to 1 or higher
Mhm.
or longer. So like I am literally the names that I named in the last range, Shelton and Lashley, and then it's bomb. It's like take me to Bomb Town and leave and leave me there because that's what's about to happen. Because I had two names written down in this range. It was Shelton and Lashley.
All right. Well, I don't have really much in the bomb range. So then you can
I
pick
got
up some
some
slack there.
bombs because I mean, hey, I mean, we already talked about the top. Like we don't trust Jordan Fitzpatrick Hovland
Hmm.
enough, right, to close the door. This is probably the weakest Pebble Beach field we've had, maybe ever, but probably in recent history. Because last year's field strength, I looked it up because I got in an argument with you about something earlier. Last year's field strength was like 180 something by the World Golf Ranking. And I don't remember who all was in last year's field as far as at the top, but I'd be willing to bet that this year is worse, considering where it falls on the
It's got to
schedule.
be. It's got to
It's
be
got
worse.
to be worse. So if in stronger fields, you can have guys like Nick Taylor at 160, Vaughn Taylor at 300, Ted Potter at 500, win this stupid 6-hour long first 3 rounds pro am, hit and giggle, tickle your balls, 54 hole cut, wedge putting contest, then I got names for you down here that could be that ridiculous. Okay. I got names. I'll start with the shorter ones. Ben Taylor, 140 to 1. We just saw Ben Taylor contend just a few weeks ago. The guy checks plenty of boxes. The short
He was
game is
actually the one I had in this long
okay.
shot range.
Short game is tidy. He's at the Sony Open. I mean, the dude as a rookie has already had a third place finish and a fourth place finish at Houston and Sony. And that's two very different golf courses too, by the way. But this guy's ball striking and short, like he just seemingly so far on the PGA Tour has not shown really any weaknesses in any level of his game. Love that for Ben Taylor at 140 to 1 on FanDuel is the best number. I mean, we talked about old guys. Scott Piercy is 150 to 1, and Scott Piercy has a lot of laps around Pebble Beach and has done quite well. He's a good wedge player. He's good around the greens. His irons are solid. He can score in a birdie fest. I don't love it. Like I'd probably rather have Ben Taylor, but Scott Piercy's one that I got my eye on. And this guy, I wish was in better form because he'd be a perfect fit. But Mark Hubbard is 210 to 1 on FanDuel, which is considerably longer than he is on a lot of other books. Now, granted, he has sucked. Okay. He's missed the cut his last 4 events, and then he basically finished DFL at the Zozo. So it has not been great. But for a guy who has come close just a couple of times, has been on the PGA Tour for a long time, his long-term game should suit Pebble Beach. He just has to hit a few more fairways, but 210 to 1 seemed long to me. And then the last 2 I talked about on the DFS show. Satoshi Kodaira at 300 to 1 is checking a ton of boxes. And he's a PGA Tour winner. Austin Cook, 350 to 1 on FanDuel, also a PGA Tour winner. I just think these are some random names. I mean, if Ted Potter can get it done, I think these guys.
About to say, yeah, if Ted Potter can get it done.
Yeah, so I don't know. Those are some bombs. I could probably, I got some more in like the top 20 range that I'm interested in that are bombs, but those are the names I think actually could win. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the video if you haven't already. And here's the comment for YouTube. Same question we asked on DFS. Biggest name player that you would rank Max Homa ahead of in the World Golf Ranking if it were you. Who's the biggest name player? So where are you ranking Max Homa? Just above what player? Put that in the comments. I'm interested to see how that goes because it feels like Homa is here, buddy. Like right now, feels like he's a top 10 player in the world. Okay, Pat, let's get to our top 20s, top 20 plays. I'll say at the top of the range, I'm pretty pleased with these. Like, this is probably what I'll end up actually doing in real life is not betting an outright, probably shorter than 45, 50 to 1, but betting Mav and Hoagie and Putnam and maybe even like Rose all at good plus money numbers. Like Mav's 140, Hoagie's 150, Putnam's 175, and Rose is plus 200. And I trust the top 20 more so than I either trust the outright or I like the outright value on those guys. That's the top.
Yeah. Don't mind it. I like Hoagie at plus 150, top 20. I like Andrew Putnam plus 175. I also, if I'm dropping down a little bit to a little bit longer odds, I like Scott Stallings at plus 260. I think Stallings, this is a guy that should really play this course well. He has in the past. I think he's lost a
Good
little bit
short
with his,
iron player.
yeah, I think he's lost a little bit with his irons, but if he just, finds a little form there, plus 260 to finish in the top 20, I feel like that shouldn't be too difficult for him, but we'll see what happens. A couple others, Shelton, I do like top 20 as well at plus 330. Nate Lashley is plus 360 to finish in the top 20. A little bit longer odds. I've been on Aaron Baddeley just all year, and I'm going to continue it on the top 20s. I need to go back and see if he's actually hit any of them, but I like him plus 400 for Aaron Baddeley there.
All right. I don't hate those. I like Matt Naismith at 3 to 1. We talked about him on the DFS show a good bit. I think this is a great spot for him. He's played it well in the past. It's going to let him do what he does best with this, which is hit a lot of greens in regulation, hit his irons close, do his thing there. I mentioned Russell Knox, Ben Taylor, Nate Lashley. You mentioned a guy who I haven't mentioned to win. I don't even think we talked about on the DFS show, but Troy Merritt at 4 to 1. It's kind of popping for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he has a caddy on the bag that has won at Pebble Beach before with a different player. Very experienced caddy around Pebble Beach, which we know matters. And Merritt himself has plenty of experience around Pebble Beach and has had some decent finishes. So I like that for Troy Merritt. Austin Cook 6 to 1, Satoshi Kodaira 7 to 1. Those are 2 bombs I mentioned, but 2 more bombs. I mean, could I interest you in Zach Blair at 7 to 1 on
Zach Blair?
I mean, sorry, on Pebble Beach. I mean,
It makes. Why is he getting all these starts? By the way, he played last week. Was in like a premier group, I think, or maybe just somebody in his group.
oh no,
in
he
the league.
played. No, he played. Was it round 1 and 2? He played with Sam Ryder and Brendan Steele. They were literally
That's right.
second.
And,
And
yeah.
Zach
And
Blair,
then you had Zach Blair in there.
yeah, just dinking along. But I mean, he had Farmers. I mean, Torrey is just the worst for him.
Yeah.
Pebble is.
How
more
is he
his
getting
speed.
all these starts though? That's what I don't understand.
It must be some medical thing or something. I don't know. He finished 18th here the last time he played in 2020. We just saw him finish 29th at the RSM Classic. 7-1. That's an interesting bomb. And then I gotta mention it because I'm trying not to like will it to happen, but I do know for a fact that this player is very good at hitting fairways. Okay. Important at Pebble Beach. He's not very long. Okay.
Mhm.
Not important at Pebble Beach. He's a very good wedge player, prefers wedges. And a lot of his missed cuts, a lot of his trunk slamming done on courses where he doesn't get a lot of wedge opportunities. But in this field, over the last 75 rounds, if you look at the long-term proximity between like 125 and 150, 100 to 125, he's 11th in the field, 32nd in the field in those categories, and he is 11 to 1 to top 20. It's Max McGreevy.
Mm.
It's just a
On Max, yeah.
just a bomb. Max McGreevy, 11 to 1, top 20. There you go. You good?
I'm good. I think that's all I have there.
Well, it's
And
not
nothing
all
else.
we have because we're gonna try something fun with you, Pat. I
Oh,
this could totally bomb. Okay, this could totally bomb. If it does, we won't do it again. But we'll see. I haven't told Pat at all what this is. I'm hoping he has no idea
I
what this
saw it on
is.
the rundown. I was wondering what it was.
Pat, have you heard of Chat GPT?
Of who?
Have you heard of Chat GPT?
Chat GPT. No, I have not.
Okay. Good. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Pat. You may have to go full screen here so that you can see. I want you to be able to read this clearly. Um, okay. Okay, you got that? Can you see that?
Yes.
All right, this is Chat GPT. Let's see. Let's just start off with something basic here. Who is Pat Perry of the Tour Junkies? Pat Perry is co-founder of Tour Junkies, a golf-focused media company that provides analysis and betting insights for professional golf events. Perry is known for his expertise in golf statistics and his ability to provide in-depth analysis of the sport to help fans make informed betting decisions. Damn,
Wow.
boo-boo.
There
Huh?
you go, Chat GPT.
Okay. I see you. Um, hold on. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. Maybe this is a little better. I want to be able to. I know you can't read the whole thing, but we'll read it out loud. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want it to. So, Pat, Chat GPT is AI. Have you heard of AI?
Yeah,
What is AI?
artificial intelligence.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
And so this is like Google on steroids. All right. So I
Okay.
want to start out with this. I would like for Chat GPT to write a song about Tour Junkies. For maybe you to just give us a little glimpse of maybe what the verse and the first chorus would sound like. What do you say? You think we could do that?
Okay. All
What,
right.
what's a singer or an artist or musician or band maybe that you would like it to copy or like emulate the style of, or maybe even if it could even be a rapper if you want to rap, it's up to you.
I don't feel like rapping.
Okay.
Um, I feel like throwing you for a loop here.
Mhm.
Um, how about James Taylor?
Ooh, okay, James Taylor, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, can you write a song about the Tour Junkies Golf Podcast in a similar style to James Taylor? See what she comes up with here. I say she. Okay, sure. Here's a song. Verse 1. Are you seeing this, Pat?
Yes.
You can't see the whole thing. Oh, you can. Yes, you
I
can.
can't really. How does it do this?
Okay. Let me stop it there. Okay, Pat, why don't you hit us with the first verse and the chorus
Hang
in the
on.
style of James Taylor?
Well, how do I see this?
You don't see it? Verse
It's
1?
hang on, there's something in the way there.
I see the whole thing.
Okay, here we go. They're the masters of the green with stats and insights to be seen. Pat and Teed of the Tour Junkies, always with a birdie scheme.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Listen to their podcast, you'll get a golf fix that's the best with predictions, analysis, and jokes that are second to none.
What?
And you'll confess.
All right, here's the chorus. Big hook right here. Big hook.
The Tour Junkies, a golf pass that can't be beat. From the banter to their insights, they've got the game on repeat. They'll take you to the majors, to the PGA Tour with ease. The Tour Junkies, the golf experts you'll surely please. They'll help you make your picks with data that's fresh and slick.
It's true.
From strokes gained to tee shots, they've got it all mapped out quick. They're pros at odds and lines with tips that you won't find. Follow their lead, you surely win. It's the golf advice of a kind. The Tour Junkies, a golf podcast that can't be beat.
Okay.
From their banter.
Okay, that's good. Oh, man, that was
I
great.
don't know how.
That was tremendous. All right, let's do something else. Let's do write me a children's book about PGA Tour golfer Max Homa. Oh, look at okay, Pat, why don't you read the title and the just a few lines from the book here.
I mean, should I wait till the thing to finish?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to finish, but oh, hold on, I got to get you so you can see the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you didn't do before.
Okay, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
What
Max,
I stopped it, so just read a few things here.
Max Homa, the golfer with a smile.
Mm.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Max Homa who lived in California. Max loved playing golf, and he would spend hours every day practicing his swing and putting. One day, Max entered a local golf tournament, and he was amazed at. Hang on, you moved the screen. I was getting into it. Damn it! There we go. Okay. One day, Max entered a local golf tournament, and he was amazed at how well he played. He won the tournament, and everyone was impressed by his skill and determination. Max continued to play in tournaments, and soon he became one of the best golfers in the world. In the state. He was known for his incredible accuracy and his big smile, and people would come from all over just to watch him play. One day, Max got a call from the PGA Tour inviting him to join the professional golfers. Max was thrilled, and he worked even harder to improve his game. He traveled to golf courses all over the world, and he made friends with the other golfers. Max was always happy and positive, and he never let the pressure get to him.
Oh man, that was great. That was great. All right, last exercise here for Chat GPT.
Is this a website?
Yeah, write me. Yeah, what do you think it is? Write me a theme song for a podcast about a middle-aged man who loves fantasy golf and pink wine. Oh, they titled the song creatively.
Yeah, that's not very creative.
Fantasy golf and pink wine. Let's see. Should I just read this, or would you like to read it, or do you want to take a stab at
I
singing it?
feel
It's up
like
to
this
you.
should be read.
Okay. Okay. It says,
Okay.
verse 1.
First one.
Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
I think you should read this one.
Okay, I'll read it. Middle-aged man with a passion so rare, fantasy golf and pink wine his favorite pair. Every shot, every sip brings a smile to his face. He's the king of queens, the ruler of the race.
No, he's the king of greens.
King of greens, sorry. The ruler of the race. Chorus. Fantasy golf and pink wine, the perfect mix. He'll tell you stories, share tips and tricks. From tee to green, he knows the score. Fantasy golf and pink wine, that's what he's living for. Verse 2. With every swing, he feels so free, a passion for the game. That's where he'll always be. And when the day is done, he'll raise a glass of pink to the good life, to the friends he's made. It's all in the drink. Damn, that's a good line there.
That's it. I like that.
I mean, I'd like put that on my wall in the living room.
Yeah.
Then the chorus hits again. Fantasy golf and pink wine, the perfect mix. He'll tell you stories, share tips and tricks. From tee to green, he knows the score. Fantasy golf and pink wine, that's what he's living for. Oh, here's the bridge. Life's too short to be living without the thrill of the game and the taste of the route. So come along on this journey we'll take. Fantasy golf and pink wine. It's all for our sake. How about that, huh? What a
That was
story.
good. That was good. I like that.
What do you think of Chat GPT? You've never heard of it, huh?
No. Is there an app for that?
As far as I know, no, there's no app. No, it's just a website. But it's AI, and it's really taken the world by storm, Pat. It's got a lot of people worried too that their job may be obsolete, because like I could tell Chat GPT to write an article, a betting article about the show, or about the tournament this week, and it'll put it out. It'll be good. Is there anything you'd like me to ask Chat GPT? Is there any pontificate thoughts maybe you've had, or things you've wanted to know, or things you've wanted done, written, that maybe your wife's had? I don't know.
Maybe you could
Anything?
ask Chat GPT why there are certain people in the world that don't put their grocery carts back in the corral.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, let me try that. Um, what are some reasons people don't put back their grocery cart in the corral? Here are some reasons people may not put their grocery carts back in the corral. Number one, convenience, Pat. People may not want to take the extra time to return the cart to the corral. Number two, distance. It may be too far away or difficult to get to, especially for people with limited mobility or disabilities. Forgetfulness. They may simply
Oh
forget.
shit.
Lack of awareness. People may not know they're supposed to return the cart, or that they may not understand the importance of doing so. Number five, it could be poorly designed corrals that are damaged, difficult to maneuver, or located in inconvenient areas. Number six, carelessness. Some people may simply not care about the consequences. Number seven, weather. If it's raining, or if the corral is difficult to access due to snow or ice.
Hmm.
Did any of those answers suffice for you?
I mean, they don't suffice, but I understand that. It just really still ticks me off. Anyway, okay. That was
That's
fun.
That's Pat GPT. You know what I mean? So, if you have any questions you need answered, Pat, that's all for you. We'll submit them on the show. We'll have Chat GPT answer them. Okay. In the meantime, actually, you know what? Let's do this before we go. Let's see if Chat GPT can predict the winner of the golf tournament. What golfer is likely to win the 2023 ATT Pebble Beach Pro Am? I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, yeah. She makes excuses basically, so she don't know. She don't know. She don't
Yeah,
know now.
I
She
bet.
don't know. She don't know now.
Uh-uh.
That's it for us. That's the Tour Junkies betting preview for the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro Am. We hope you have a great week, and let's bend over your bookie. See ya.